we're Fox and Rabbit. We're filming this, our 37th Flosstube, on Monday the 2nd of October, I think it is. I'm losing track of days at the moment. We're filming this at home, so Peaches and Lily will probably be barking in the background, being the naughty little girls that they are, and probably jumping on the table. Jim's asleep somewhere, so you probably won't see him.
He's under the blankets.
Yeah, he's old and grumpy still. It's been about 5 or 6 weeks since we filmed our last Flosstube.
Portland, Maine, we did our last one.
Yeah. We meant to do this one a couple of days ago, but...
Yeah, so it would load over the weekend, but life just got in the way.
Yeah.
We've had a lot going on. So,
so we're filming this just before Karen goes in and becomes the bionic woman.
Yeah, I have my knee replacement surgery scheduled for tomorrow. So one more sleep, and by the time this thing loads, it's probably going to be surgery day. So, hi Peach. Yeah, so at long last, it's almost here. I'm nervous as anything. I think once I get to the hospital tomorrow, I'll calm down. A few people have asked how long I'll be in for. Apparently, the average is 3 to 4 days. Some people are less, some people are more, but they said the average is about 3 to 4 days. But Bren will let everyone know once the surgery is done. So yeah, so I'm a little anxious at the moment, so if I seem a little out of sorts, that's probably why. We're going to try to do this as quick as we can. I just want to have an evening, settle back, watching some TV, doing some stitching, so I don't have to think too much about it. Having an Iggy cuddle. So yeah. So that's been a bit time consuming lately. We've been trying to get orders out and do as much stuff as we could, the two of us together, before I'm out of action for a few weeks. So yeah. So that's what's been happening. She's going to fall asleep here, I can tell.
I hope so, because they've been noisy this afternoon.
Yeah, they've been running around. It's the weather. We've come home to very, very, very hot weather. It's the start of spring, but it honestly feels like the middle of summer, doesn't it? It's been very, very hot. Yeah. So we left the States when it was very hot, and we've come home to very hot. So yeah. But yeah. So what else, Brett? You want to put her down?
So the second part of our trip.
Yeah,
So.
Gosh, it feels like a long time ago now.
Yeah,
anyway.
Since we last spoke to everybody. Well, last spoke to everyone, we were in Portland, Maine, I think.
Yep.
And from there, we started heading across to New York State via Vermont.
That's right. Yeah.
So we had a few dramas in Vermont with the car.
We went up to Bar Harbour first.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That was pretty.
Yeah.
I bought a lovely little sampler from a nice antique shop.
Yeah. Then across to Vermont.
Vermont was just, oh my word.
Except for the day where the car broke down. That was a nightmare.
Yeah, I think everyone's probably seen our dramas about that on Instagram. That was not fun. We had, one bad day in a whole month, baby, so it's not bad.
Yeah, and then over to New York and the Hobby House retreat, where we have an amazing time there at that retreat.
Oh, it was a hoot. It was so much fun. Shout out to Kathy and David for putting on an extraordinary retreat. We were so lucky, to start with summer school at the attic and finish at My Life as a Sampler retreat at Hobby House, which was Tanya Brockmeyer from Scarlet House and Vicky from Needlework Press. Was just, what an amazing opportunity. We feel very blessed. By the time we got to Pittsford in New York State, oh my gosh, isn't that a beautiful town?
Yeah. Right
on the Erie Canal. It's just picture perfect. We would move there tomorrow, wouldn't we? It was so beautiful.
Well, I don't know what it's like in winter, but I think it might be a bit cold in winter.
David assured you that they're very well equipped for the winter.
Yeah, but I think he was lying so that we'd
we might
go and
move there. Yeah. Poor David from Hobby House, he was running the whole show with his wonderful staff. But poor Kathy, we felt so bad for her. She got COVID just before the retreat was about to start.
So she missed out on the whole thing.
Sorry, Kathy. We were looking so forward to meeting you. But as we were chatting today, and as we said, we'll see you at Nashville Market in only 4.5 months or something. Yeah. So I know, I can't even think about it. So yeah, the retreat was just so much fun. We met some wonderful people, our table mates. We feel like we've made lifelong friends. That was wonderful. And we just had a lot of fun. The food was exceptional. The projects were exceptional. I just realised we don't have the projects here, but honestly, I know Brenda and Laura and quite a lot of other people have put those projects up. It was such a long time ago now, it feels a bit late. If anyone wants to see them, just let us know and we'll show them in the next video. But we just had a ball. And I think when we got there, we were very tired, weren't we? We'd been away for almost a month, which is probably about a week longer than we usually travel for. But the retreat certainly put the wind back in our sails, didn't it? Yeah. So it was fabulous.
But just before we got there, I forgot, we went to 2 places.
I was just looking there thinking you missed your favourite place, Brent.
Looking at the big thing in the room over there.
Yeah.
We went to the Corning Glass Museum, which is one of my favourite places in the world.
It's 15 years or something since the last time we were there, and it's even better than it was back then.
It's enormous now. It was amazing. And we went and saw all the amazing glass there, including the beaded basket, which is absolutely stunning.
Oh, wow, yeah.
But we sat in on one of the demonstrations in the glass studio where they were actually blowing glass. And as...
Well, we were the only ones in there, plus two other couples.
It was really weird. Everybody went to the demonstration where they were showing you how they break glass. No one went to the demonstration where they show you how they make glass.
It was weird because we went in, we just managed to get a seat in the glass breaking demonstration, and as we were sitting there, we thought, hang on a minute, the glass blowing and everything, or whatever it is, where they work with all the glass is on in 15 minutes. We thought these are going to overlap, so we thought, well, gosh, we're probably not even going to get a seat in the glass. If it's just packed in the glass breaking, we're not going to get a seat in the glass blowing. Yeah. So we thought, let's just try.
But it was all weird. Why would you want to go and see someone break glass or different types of glass? Weird demonstration.
We walked in and we thought, maybe we got the times wrong because there was no one in it was in like an amphitheatre type thing. So we sat right in the front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that in the end there was only like 8 people there for the whole demonstration.
By the end, but I think initially there was like 4 of us.
Yeah. But the first 3 couples that were there were actually given a piece of glass.
Because technically we answered questions correctly, but I think they would have given it to us anyway. We couldn't believe it.
Yes.
When they said we could have our choice of anything in the front, look, there was a ledge full of beautiful things.
And I think they'd made yesterday.
Yeah, things from the day before. We thought, what? No way. And the funny thing is, the other couple chose before us, and the one thing that we both wanted, they didn't pick, thankfully.
You'll have to show it because I got peach.
Oh, it's
just a hair bubble.
So we actually chose this glorious thing. It's a beautiful vase.
Somehow we got it home. I don't know how we got it home.
Mermaid fins on it. Oh, well, we were looking at it, and I knew how much this would mean to Brendan to have a unique, one-of-a-kind piece of glass made by one of the extraordinary artisans there. That I nursed it all the way home on the plane. So now we just need some nice flowers to go in it. But yeah, I'm worried she's going to knock this over.
She keeps going to climb on the table.
Yeah.
She's a pain.
So Brendan was very, very, very excited to get that. And like when we went into the gift shop, there was a lot of glass for sale. I bought this little one made by one of the glass blowers there because they had things like pumpkins made by other glass people around the country, or they were mass produced, and some of them were mass produced ones. But this was actually from one of their artisans there. And when you have that underneath some light, all of the beautiful patterns show up in the orange glass. It's just gorgeous. So I chose that one. But when we looked at the actual glass that was on sale from like the glass artisans that are there, they were worth a bomb.
Yeah.
And we got this for free. In fact, things that were not even as nice as our vase were like
hundreds of dollars.
Hundreds and hundreds of dollars, some were thousands. And we thought, wow. So, yeah, someone was looking after us that day. We just had that weird feeling to leave that other demo,
I
didn't we?
really want to see someone smash glass.
No.
No.
We only went in there so I could have a rest with my knee.
Yeah.
So I can
We're looking for a seat.
Somewhere to sit because the exhibition, like the glass exhibition going back through, what is it, Brett, about 6,000 years or something they have glass going back right through to modern times. Extraordinary, but a lot of walking, so I had to have a little bit of a rest every so often, but it was so good.
Yeah.
So, thoroughly recommend that if you're in Corning, which is in sort of New York State, sort of middle to the top. What is it, Brent? It's about 2.5 hours from Niagara Falls.
Something like that, yeah. It's not very far. Because that's where we went after that. We went to Niagara Falls. And
We missed a pretty important thing.
went on the Maid of the Mist.
Again?
Karen screamed her head off and lost her voice.
I had no voice for the Hobby House retreat.
Yeah, which was funny.
Oh, it was embarrassing. It was so embarrassing because I thought, I don't want people thinking I'm sick because I sounded sick, didn't I?
Yeah.
I had no voice.
But he didn't get it for a few days afterwards. No. Voice back. I don't know.
No, it was well and truly on the way home.
I don't know if it was something in the water on Niagara Falls or something.
I was screaming. I was screaming laughing. I wasn't screaming, oh my gosh, we were drenched. And the whole boat was screaming, as in screaming with, happiness kind of thing. So I was just laughing. I was laughing hard at Bren because he was soaked to the skin, and it was just and it was stinking hot that day. It was so hot. And they put you in those, you had to put these kind of poncho plastic things on. And because it was such a hot day, it felt like you were in a sauna. I thought I was actually going to faint at one point. Hi, Peach. So if, what we want to do very badly is do the Canadian side.
Yeah, but because we're not American, it's a little bit of a dodge as to whether we can get back in if we go over. And we also got to apply for a visa to go to Canada. But we don't really want to do that for 2 hours.
We had the hire car. But what we'll do next time...
Well, you can walk across the bridge. You don't have to drive.
Oh, that's true.
But you couldn't walk that far anyway.
But didn't someone say that it was a couple of minutes to get into Canada, but it was about a 2-hour wait to get back into the United States?
For cars.
Oh, for cars, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you just don't know, when you're coming in and out of a country and you're not from either of those two countries. So we do want to go to Canada, and when we do Canada, we will do... Sit down, Peaches. We'll do Niagara on the other side because it looks sensational.
Yeah.
And all the hotels look better over there, and all the activities look better, and everyone tells us it's the best side. That could be controversial, I don't know.
Don't know. We'll find out.
We will.
We'll find out one day anyway.
And then we got to Hobby House.
Yeah, then we got to Hobby House. We had a great time there at that retreat. But I think we've already gone through everything we did at that retreat.
Yep.
We did it in the wrong order.
Yep.
Come on then.
Oh, Peaches.
Honestly. The hell out of me. You're very annoying. For a little tiny dog, you're very annoying. You can stay there as long as you don't try and get on the table.
Yeah, I'm worried she's going to knock that glass over. So we also, when we went and visited, before the retreat began, we visited Hobby House Needleworks, which was sensational. And right next door to Hobby House Needleworks is Hobby House Woolworks. There's their little... I don't think people kind of know as much about the Woolworks as they do the needlework.
Well, it's Woolworks.
Well, it's Woolworks and patchwork.
And quilt work.
Yeah. Fabulous, fabulous. You love doing things like wool applique and quilting. It's fabulous shop. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. So, yeah, we did a fair bit of damage there. And then we went, because unfortunately we we couldn't stay at the same hotel it was on. We missed out on the hotel booking. So what did we stay, babe? We stayed in a kind of little apartment. What, about 10 minutes away?
About 10 minutes away.
The place has lots of lovely restaurants. And then we met, Brenda and Laura there, and who else? Oh, we went to that fabulous place for lunch. What was that place we went for lunch with the dinosaurs?
Dinosaur barbecue.
Yeah. I saw that Laura got a T-shirt from there. I didn't even see the T-shirts, or I definitely would have gotten one. So we went out with all the girls to there. That was so much fun. We met Liz from Antique Needleworkers on Flosstube, and she's an absolute hoot. Such a sweetheart. I feel like we've made a friend for life there. We're going to catch up with her and Rachel from Needle and Flax. We met her as well. We're going to catch up with them after National Market next year when we go up, I think, to Keepsakes for the meet and greet we're going to do up there. So, yeah. So that was a beautiful food there, wasn't it? At that barbecue place.
Yeah.
But then the next morning we went to the most amazing antique mall I've ever seen in my life. We met the girls again there. And I found another sampler, and I found an antique quilt from the 1800s, it's actually on our bed now. It's stunningly beautiful, queen size, full hand quilted quilt, stunning. But again, my knee was not real good for walking around that huge. But I think it was the largest antique mall in New York State, wasn't it?
It was enormous.
Oh my gosh!
Just went on forever and ever and ever and ever. There was just wings.
I know. When you thought you'd done one section, there was another section. Because we were going to go to Hobby House first thing that morning and meet the girls and then go to the antique mall from there, but we locked ourselves. Well, we didn't lock ourselves out of our room. the door didn't open.
Work, yeah.
It didn't work. So no one seemed to know how to open it. We had the ladies who cleaned the rooms, putting their master key.
They couldn't get in.
It had all just desensitized, and then some gentleman had to go and get some machine to try to reprogram the door.
Yeah, he didn't know how that worked, but somehow it seemed to reset.
Yeah,
the door.
so whatever he plugged into that thing, even though he didn't know what to do, reset our room. Otherwise, they didn't seem to have a clue. The actual cleaning lady said, well, maybe it's going to have to be knocked down.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, that's going to be fun. So, so then we were running late for Hobby House the second day, so we thought, oh, well, we'll just meet everyone up at the antique mall. So that was great fun. And then the retreat started. As I said, we went over that, but it was just wonderful. I do know it's on again next year. My Life as a Sampler 2. I had planned on going back just on my own, just because we have so much on next year. But unfortunately, it's not the same weekend as it was this year. I think it's the last weekend in October.
Yeah.
And that's the weekend we're teaching at the
Stitch in Time.
Stitch in Time
in Hobart in Tasmania.
retreat.
Yeah, which went on
Same
sale.
weekend.
Which went on sale yesterday.
It did.
And it's
yes.
almost sold out, which is pretty amazing.
I'm stuck.
I think there's less than 10 places left.
There was less than 10 places at the beginning of yesterday.
Yeah, so it might have already sold out by
I'm
now.
not sure. But yeah, contact a Stitch in Time. Contact Carolyn. She's bound to have a waiting list because it's almost a year. Well, it's a year away.
Yeah.
So there's bound to be things come up with people and they have to, maybe not be able to make it. So definitely give her a call. And if there are no spots left, you can go on the waiting list. It is a Halloween themed retreat. But you can stitch anything you want. There's not going to be any Halloween rules there that you have to be stitching the project I'm designing. Or
No, there are rules. You have to come in costume.
Yeah.
And you have to stitch Halloween. They're the rules.
Are they your rules, baby?
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, so, it's pretty much stitch what you want, obviously. I'm going to do a little teaching project as well, and I've got to talk to Carolyn about all this, but basically it'll be the exact same little tiny project. There'll be a sampler, but there'll be two little projects. One will have a Halloween theme, and one will be a generic one. But they'll have the exact same finishing. So what I'll be teaching them how to do, is finish it. But if they don't want to stitch the Halloween theme, there will be an alternative. So yeah, so it's going to be great fun, and it's, as you all know, Halloween's our favourite time of the year, so it's perfect. Yeah, and it's a beautiful time in Tasmania. It's spring, which probably sounds weird, but I think Carolyn's going to go all out and decorate it all very autumny, Halloweeny. I think we might even have a costume party. It's going to be great fun. So, yeah.
But next year's going to be a big year for retreats, but
huge.
Yeah.
That's our big news, Brendan.
Yeah. Well, because we're going on a retreat in June.
Yeah.
In the UK, a cruise in the UK.
Yeah, the Jean Farish British Isles cruise. Yep. So we're attending that.
And then we're going to the Garron.
We're going to Garron
Stitching in the Wild.
Yeah, in September.
We're in week one of that. There's 2 weeks of that.
That's going to be a hoot.
Yeah. And then we've got some really, really, really exciting news. Yeah.
Which just happened.
Yeah, it happened.
So we're a little bit still in shock.
Happened a couple of days ago. We've actually been asked to teach at the Attic Summer School in August. So Karen and I are trekking our way over again.
Join the faculty.
Yeah, over to Arizona's. What is it? 2,000 degrees that it is there in summer,
and that we love. I might add. Everyone says about Phoenix in autumn, but we love it.
Yeah, so we're going to have a pretty amazing project for everybody there.
And we are so incredibly honoured to be asked. I think we're still in shock. So we just want to thank Jean for the incredible honour of being asked to teach at summer school, because it really is an extraordinary event. So yeah, it's just, I don't think it's quite set in yet. So, but we're already planning a couple of days in Palm Springs and lay around the pool drinking margaritas before we get there.
And maybe Sedona again.
We want to visit Sedona on the way home. So yeah, it's we're very honoured.
So that's really exciting for us. And we've also got some other exciting news for the following year. 2025.
Oh yeah, we can't tell you that
but
yet.
We can't tell you all the details about that, but it involves a boat.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
As soon as we can As soon as, well, we've been asked, but as soon as all the, the booking of the said boat and everything happens, we'll be able to let you know. But we were told we can tell friends and stuff, but we just not mention on Flosstube until it's all official. So we will tell you about that when we can. But we're very excited about the British Isles cruise next year, though, because our friend Tanya from the Scarlet House and her friend Pam are going, because she's the one that told us about it, rang us, called us to really, 11 o'clock one night and said, listen, you guys have got to come. So we literally booked it that night, didn't we?
Yeah. And Vicky's teaching. So.
And Vicky from Needlework Press is teaching. And what's great is I think we're all going to do a little bit of a meet and greet, because I think Barbara Hudson from Queenstown Samplers is coming. I think Claudia Dutcher, is she coming? I think she's going to be there for the Bristol Sampler lady. I can't remember, but I think it turns out, just by weird coincidence, there's about 8 designers, I think, on the ship, all of whom are just going for a holiday. So I think we're going to just do a little bit of a meet and greet, little special thing that's going to be happening. Yeah. So, but we're only basically going so Bren can go back and see the Loch Ness Monster. Yep.
And so you can see where Titanic was born.
I'm just thrilled because we're going to Belfast Island, and I'm just...
I've already booked you that tour.
I know. It's the only tour we've booked, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thanks, baby. So that's exciting.
So you get to see where Titanic was made.
Oh, I am beside myself. I don't know how you're going to ever get me out of that museum, Bren, to get back on the boat. But anyway. So, yeah. But we're going to actually have... afterwards, because it's such a long way for us to go, we're going to hire a car and drive around Europe for a couple of weeks. And we will... get to see the start of the Tour de France.
Probably, yeah. We'll see it somewhere. Again,
we just want to sit ourselves in a little village somewhere and watch the tour go past.
So we'd be one of those stupid people on the side of the road waving.
I wave an Aussie flag.
Yeah. So you might spot us
on TV. Probably one of those lunatics that are always cursing.
Well, but we're not going to be one of those idiots in the middle of the road, but...
Bren just said, we've got to pick a little town with a good pub. And maybe, like, a lot of the kids will put on fetes or festivals and stuff. So Bren just wants to find a really little cute cobblestone street little village in France and then go and hit a pub after all the riders have gone past. If I see Tadej Pogacar go past, I will seriously be beside myself. So, yeah, I just can't believe how much we've got. And not to mention, we've also forgot, we have the Stitches Merchant Retreat in Glen Innes, which is the second year we're teaching there. This year's one was fabulous. Next year, Tam's having a bigger venue, so there's more room to spread out, more room for her to display her beautiful shop. So we're teaching there the last weekend in May, just before we head to Europe for the Stitches cruise. Yeah. So I'm not sure if there's any spots left there, but contact Tam at the Stitches Merchant if you want to join us there. That'll be a sampler. So yeah.
I think that's everything for next year now.
Is it everything, Bren?
Oh, and I might be going to...
Brendan might be going to Sampling Symposium on his own.
If I can get in.
In January.
Yeah.
I'll be staying home, still recovering from the knee, but more to the point, I think we don't want to wear out our welcome with our friends because they're going to have to stay with the dogs 5 times next year.
But it's more wearing out our welcome with US Customs too.
Well, yeah.
They're not going to be happy with me.
They were a bit funny this time. Yeah. Because we were there in May.
Yeah. Oh. Well, Sweet took our way in.
They were trying to work out what we were doing back there so soon. We like this country. Yeah. I think they're worried we're working illegally there or something. I don't know.
We come to spend lots of money at shops.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway. So 2024 is going to be huge.
Yeah. But you've had some big things too. The Christmas ornament issue.
Oh, yeah.
Just come out.
That's also a year for surreal things.
And you've got an ornament in it this year.
I do. I was asked to do an ornament for this year's... This is a really good issue too. Christmas ornament issue. It's very, very good. There's about 12 or 13 things I'd like to stitch in there. I don't know if you can see this. So this is my little ornament. So yeah, we got back and that was in our mailbox and somebody had...
opened the packet. I'm surprised it actually made it here. The envelope they put it in had been opened.
It wasn't their fault. It was somewhere in the mail.
So I don't know if someone went through our mailbox and decided to just have a look and see what was in it, saw it was cross-stitch and decided they didn't want it, or...
Maybe. No, I think it was...
Or the envelope got damaged.
I think it's gone through some sort of thing that's chewed it up in the mail, I think, one of those sorting machines or something.
Just lucky we found it because it rained later that afternoon too.
Yeah, it did.
So it would have been ruined.
Yes. Oh, and then the other thing we did when we were there, we obviously had Needlework Marketplace. The charts for all of our releases are, well, they should all be there by now, but are winging their way to all the shops who ordered them.
Yeah. So it'll be available for any other shop to order at the end of the month. Mm-hmm. And they'll be in the distributors at the end of the month as well. Do you want to share some of them?
Well, 2 of them we left at Hobby House. We left them at the attic while we were there for summer school, but then we had to take them with us because we had to have them in our room for Needlework Marketplace, and now we've left it with Kathy and David, and they're going to bring them back to Nashville Market for us.
Yeah.
In
But we also had to leave them because we had no room in our luggage.
Yeah, I was very grateful that they actually wanted to keep them there because we went out of luggage big time.
Yeah.
We came home with 4. We have got a pack lighter, bub.
No, you're just not going to buy as much stuff while we're
Well,
over
then,
there.
how can you not? Don't you talk? But we had
This is my purchases.
That's a lot more than you normally have in front of you, though. To be
But
fair.
your purchases.
Hey, that glass thing, I actually carried that all the way home for you.
But that wasn't a purchase. That was gift.
That was a gift. That's true. Well, also too, the gifts were sensational. I don't have all the gifts we were given here because we're starting to use. It's been a few weeks now, so we've been using all the things we were given, and
I've eaten all the chocolates.
you got a lot of chocolates, didn't you?
They were good too.
Yeah, they were. Well, you liked them.
I don't think there's any left. I think I've eaten them all. I think I ate the last of the peppermint chocolate today.
Yeah. Did we, one place we visited. There's the. Will I just get the maple syrup?
Okay, yeah.
Brendan can just keep you. We don't need to edit it.
Oh.
Ugh. Oh, Jimmy.
Jimmy got up.
Wow. Hey, Jimmy. Oh, my beautiful. Oh,
He thinks there's food.
He thinks there's food coming because I just went and got the maple syrup. When we were in Vermont, oh my gosh, what a sensationally beautiful, beautiful state Vermont is. The leaves were all just starting to change.
Sugarbush Farm it was.
Yeah. It was amazing there.
Yeah, so we went to a maple syrup farm. Or factory too. They actually make their own.
Yeah.
Which is pretty amazing, seeing how they did that, although it wasn't the right time of year to see them doing it, but they explained it all to us.
But we went for a walk through the woods there.
Yeah.
And they were tapping they had all the, what did they have, Britt? All the trees were kind of tapped or something.
Yeah, with big hoses running down to the factory where they turned whatever the sap into this wonderful.
And we met a lovely guy there who was doing demonstrations and tastings and stuff. He was fabulous, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And he, oh my God, it's so good. It's so good.
It's better than the stuff we buy here.
Yeah, I bought a T-shirt that said, life's too short for fake maple syrup. Something like that. So, but that was the funny thing was, it was such a weird drive out there in the middle of the boonies, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And what was the sign that happened when we got there? You were starting to wonder whether the GPS was taking us the wrong way. We thought, this is on all of our tourist info things.
The GPS did take us the wrong way.
It took us the long way. Yeah. But it was on every tourist, recommendation thing. So we thought this place has got to be fairly, significant. And what was the sign when we got there? If you've come for Sugar Maple Farms, you're here. If you haven't, you're lost.
Yeah. So you're going to show these models?
Yes. Okay. So our models. So we've only got 3 here. This one probably. So we did a soft release of this one last year. This was stitched by my friend Naomi, and she did an amazing job. This is called Acorn Manor. So we've done a full release of it this year.
So that's an original design.
That's an original design. This is also a little original design. This is called Autumn Collectors. So this little one, or you can take it out of there.
You make that difficult, don't you?
Well, just take the pin cushion out of there if you want.
It's okay.
I'll take it out because you can't really see it.
Because you're not stitching all this stuff that you've got around it.
So there we go. So that's a little pin cushion. It's called Autumn Collectors. Little quick stitch for autumn. Now this one's got a long story. This one's called Elizabeth Campbell 1838. this is an adaptation. Now, before I show it, this was started by our friend Marg. She wasn't able to finish it with the time frame we had before when we left. So I picked it up from her. We were at the same retreat down in Tasmania together. So I then stitched all the middle part that was left. And then we got home. I'd started stitching the strawberry border. And I had so much other stuff I had to finish. And to be honest with you, I just couldn't face the border. I had so many other things to do. And my lovely friend Linda stepped up and stitched this, finished it off in lightning speed. What you take 2 days or something. Yeah. Crazy.
2 days she did more than you did in 5 weeks.
Oh, hardly, but it did. Well, she did the tough part.
Yeah, she did all the border.
To be honest. Now, this is actually only very temporarily. I haven't properly stretched this, so this could be a little. Well, it is a little bit crooked in here, but at least you get an idea of what it looks like. So this is called Elizabeth Campbell. I can't think of what the date is. We're just thrilled that that's finally stitched because we only had the computer-generated images on our original charts that we sent out. So the new ones going out from now will have the actual model on the cover. So thank you to Marg and to Linda for bringing it home. Thank you very much. I was very happy. And the main reason I was a little stressed is because I can't show much stitching this week because I stitched my model for Vicky, what was it? Stitch and Button does a Halloween box. Well, last year she did a Christmas box, which we did the design for. And this year Vic did the Halloween box, Vicky Gable from Stitch and Button. And so she was finishing up, I won't say what's going in her box, but she was finishing up the things that she was doing. I had to finish off the model. So thankfully, Linda helped me by finishing that one off so I could finish Vicky's. It's sitting right there, but I can't show you because the boxes haven't gone out yet. But by the time our next video is ready to go, I'll be able to show you the little model. I'm really happy with that. You like it, don't you?
Yep.
So I was not too sure, and then Bren was really...
I think it's really, really good.
Thank you. So, yeah, so I've had that to do as well.
But you've been a dork about it.
No, I think sometimes you just look at something too long. And I think I'm just not in my head with this surgery happening. I'm not seeing things the way I normally would. So yeah, so they were our, and as I said, and the two others, which if you happen to be at Hobby House, I think they've got a retreat on there this weekend.
I think so, yeah.
Might be this weekend. Yeah, you'll see those two models in the shop.
Yeah.
Yep. What else? We got our list this time. We're a little bit back on track.
Yeah, but you still don't. You still ignore it.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's all good.
Yeah. So we've got the Patreon charts up for October about an hour ago.
Yep.
Yeah. I was slack in getting them converted. It's my
Brent
fault.
has to format them.
Yep. So we've got our large chart, which is an adaptation of a sampler.
Half adaptation, half my design. Yep.
And you've also did a little amazing Halloween
design.
Small design.
Yep.
And also, as a bonus for this month, you've done a 4-part mystery.
Halloween Village mystery.
Yeah. So the first part I put up, and each week for this month we'll put up the next part.
Yep. Well, because I know last year we do like to put some bonus charts every so often. You know, it might be St. Patrick's Day, Valentine's Day, Christmas, whatever. Last year I didn't again. It was last minute. Decided to do a motive for day Halloween Advent. Well, Advent is Advent Christmas. I don't know, whatever. But basically Halloween Advent design. And I did want to do something similar again this year, but with everything going on. Well, first of all, away for a month. And then with just with the knee and everything going on, we just ran out of time. So I did a sample. Well, it's a Halloween themed sample, but it's all my own design. It'll come out in 4 parts. So part 1 went up to date. Everyone seems to be liking that. So Patreon is all commitment stuff up for the month. You'll just have to do it each whatever, so Monday.
Each week we'll put up the next part until all 4 parts are.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I'm hoping to stitch that with everyone else. My problem is I don't know what medication I'm going to be in this hospital. I have all grand plans of, because as I said, I'm in for 3 or 4 days. My plans are to read, to watch Netflix, to stitch. I may not be able to do any of that because from what I can gather, you're on pretty high medication for the first few days. So
We'll see.
maybe when I get home, I'll be off work for a few weeks anyway.
You'll be home at least for a month.
Yeah, I think maybe. Yeah,
and then maybe back for reduced duties for the next couple of months after that. But
so I've got to look. That's fine because I've got to do models for Nashville. But I would like to stitch that little mystery village, Halloween village, along with everybody else if I can.
But you also have to start preparing for our mystery box.
I'm trying to think what you can. Oh yes, that's another. God, we've got announcements everywhere today.
Yes, so in all our spare time, we've decided that we're going to put together a curated mystery box next year.
Sampler box. We've been asked for a long time.
It'll be sampler related.
Yep.
Yeah. It's going to have some special fabric in there and maybe some special threads and definitely some amazing designs and some goodies.
Thank you, baby.
Well, it could be a reproduction sampler, which means it isn't your
I've still got to do it and stitch it.
It means you're stealing from another person instead of designing something
Unbelievable.
uniquely.
More than likely an adaptation because I like to put my own slant on things. But yes, it will be a sampler.
Yeah. So I think we're going to release that box for sale early July.
July 1st. Yep.
Shipping early August.
August 1st.
Yep. So everyone will have it in time for what do they call
Sampler
it?
September
next year.
We've timed it. We kind of vaguely mentioned this, I think, about 2 years ago, and we still get asked, "When are you going?" Never mention things unless you intend to do them.
It just takes us a little while to get around to things. That's
does. But yeah, we're kind of getting on top of things now. So yeah, so what are we going to do, Brent? On July, we're going to have what do you call it? Expressions of interest up now. I know it's crazy because I know it's a year. Oh well, no, it's not a year away. It's about 10 months until it goes on sale. But we're going to have expressions of interest, and what did you say is going to happen? The expressions of interest will be given first. The link for the sign up first.
Yeah.
A week or something before it goes on sale.
And if there's any left, then it'll go on general sale.
Yeah. So we'll have the link for the expression of interest below. We've already started curating things. We're gonna make sure it's a good one.
It will be a limited edition box, and the design that's in the box will never be released again.
Wow, that's a big call. That I just found out.
Yep, I just made that up.
He's just making things up on the fly here.
I'm making policy up.
What if it's fabulous?
No, the only way you can get this fabulous sampler is if you get one of the boxes.
Okay.
Now the pressure's all on you to do a fabulous sampler.
That's right. Yeah, but no, it's going to be fun. We've got lots of great ideas for it. So as I said, the link will be below.
But
you're not obligated.
It'll have limited edition fabric in there as well. The fabric won't be.
And there might be some other stuff you're dyeing.
Yeah.
Just a little hint. But look, an expression of interest is not an order, so don't worry if you put an expression of interest in and then come next year you're not wanting to do it. It just means you will get the link a week before everybody else
and
for the general
it just
sale.
gives us a gauge too of
how many,
if there's any interest in it.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. So we know then if we do 50 boxes or we do 10 boxes or we do 2 boxes
or we do 200 boxes.
Yeah.
So
it just gives us a little idea so we can plan better. So we can try and make sure that people aren't disappointed next year.
And it gives us, it's good because we've already started sort of curating it anyway before we made the announcement, but it just gives us the sort of 10 months to just add things as we go. So we're planning it. It gives me a long time then to get the model stitched, get everything printed, and and get you dyeing things, all sorts of things, special things. So that's a big announcement for us, for all the people who have been asking. Finally doing it. We might get 5 people, baby. Who knows?
But those 5 people will get the limited edition fabric and sampler.
Yeah, it's all good. So yeah.
And if it's really good and everyone is upset afterwards, they'll tough.
Oh, listen to this. Like I said, we will see. Anyway. Okay, so what's next, baby boy?
Well, we've been talking to a few people lately as well. One of the people we've been talking to online is Randy. And Randy has asked us, to wish his wonderful wife, Debbie Bancroft, happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
So it's their 13th wedding anniversary on the 15th of October. This is the closest we can get.
Yeah, because we don't know what's happening with me in the next few weeks, so we don't know when our next Flosstube will be. Hopefully in 2 weeks.
The next Flosstube probably won't be till after.
It won't be till after 15.
Yeah. So happy anniversary, Debbie and Ren.
Yep.
I hope you guys have a great whatever you do on your anniversary. Whether you go out to dinner or however you celebrate it.
You've got a lovely, thoughtful husband there, Debbie.
I hope you have a fantastic time.
It was so sweet when he sent us the email. I thought, oh well, we were hoping to get it closer to the 15th, but it's such a mystery with my knee. We just don't know, so we thought we don't want to miss it.
Yeah. And we were also introduced to a new male stitcher. So hopefully I've got a new friend that I'll be able to go and visit at some stage, which is Morris. Morris's mum, Audrey, who's got a Flosstube as well, which was...
Stitch Bead.
Yeah.
And that's Audrey's Instagram name too, Stitch Bead. Check out her Flosstube, it's fabulous.
Yeah, so we'll just put a little photo of Morris up. He's just completed his first...
32 count linen project.
Yeah.
Well done.
Which is pretty amazing.
And we can put this picture up because this was posted on Instagram by a shop I think that he was going into. I can't remember who the shop was, but yeah, Audrey said that was already on the internet. So yeah. So well done, Morris.
So
well
congratulations,
done.
Morris. It's nice that there's another male stitcher out there joining me.
Yes.
And hopefully we'll get to meet you one day.
Congratulations. Yeah. What a little kitty he is too. Okay. What's next, baby? Do you want to mention what
Well,
he could have... Is it down the track? Is it where?
Well, it's in the next section.
Okay, all right.
You just keep jumping around, don't you?
Look, you be nice to me. I've got surgery tomorrow.
Yeah, but that's not till tomorrow. We make a list of all the stuff so we don't forget it, and then you want to go here and here and here.
I'm like at the quilt show. I've got to go all the different stalls I want to see first.
But I've got an amazing shirt on.
And he could have ironed it. Sorry, Barry. I just looked and thought, he didn't even iron this today.
Life's too short to
Oh
iron
my God.
It looks better from the back. I don't know.
Brendan said all the action takes place back here. You'll turn right around, sweetie.
Yeah.
The League of Gentlemen Stitchers.
Yeah. So Barry from Stitch Folk.
Yep.
This is one of her amazing T-shirts. She made it specially for me in orange.
She gifted it. It was sitting at
Hobby House
waiting for
us. Yeah. It confused the hell out of the girls at Hobby House. They didn't know who Brendan was and why he had a T-shirt delivered.
I think they're almost going to send it back, return to sender, because they thought, we don't know who this person is.
Yeah. But luckily we managed to intercept it before it got sent back.
I can't believe you haven't ironed that shirt. But anyway.
I washed it at least.
You did wash it. Yes, because you wore it at the retreat, so it's good.
So thank you, Barry, for my beautiful orange shirt.
Yes. What's next?
Okay, so...
Okay, so yeah, we'll just tell you some new releases. Wendy from the Heart Needle Art by Wendy Petros. I'm not sure how she pronounces her last name. She has just had 4 wonderful new releases, and they've been done on our linen. Now, Wendy did send them for us, a copy of them to Hobby House, but I think in all the craziness that was all the deliveries and everything for the retreat, they couldn't find them anywhere. So she's actually going to send them to us now, which is nice. But we'll put a picture up here. These are Elizabeth Brown. It was stitched on baked clay.
Yep. Little Dutch 1807, which was on Mayflower. Susan Crothers, I think that's how you pronounce it.
Gorgeous.
Which was on paperbark. And Elizabeth's Winter Basket, which was on flannel flower.
Just beautiful. Well done, Wendy. You always knock it out of the park. Yeah. She's had a retreat coming up that she's using our linen for too. So thank you so much. We really appreciate the support. We're getting a lot of designers. And if you're a designer and you're using it, please let us know so we can send you a replacement. It's a lot of people buying it. It's like, please let us know.
Yeah, and if you're planning on using it for market, if you could let us know.
Please let us know.
Yeah, before a couple of days before, so we can actually make sure we've got some.
Oh yeah, if you can probably let us, if you're planning on it, if you know by January, because what happens inevitably every year we get to market, and some incredible designers have used our linen
And they don't tell us.
And they don't tell us. Well, they don't even tell. We sometimes find out when shops come in our room and say we need whatever. I won't name names, but we are thrilled to hear that people, designers have used them. But we need to know so we can take at least some, as well as our new releases. So yeah. So thank you so much, Wendy. That's wonderful. Mm-hmm. And another designer I met when I was down at the Stitch in Time Christmas in July retreat, which was fantastic too. I know we said in our last video we never really got a chance to talk about that retreat, and it's now October, so it seems a bit redundant talking about a July retreat. But I met Lisa from Paddock Lane Designs while we were there, and we mentioned her design in our last video. But she also, and this was still at home, she also gave me this fabulous planner that she does. Lisa does it's Paddock Lane Designs. She actually does a Flosstube as well. So check out Lisa from Paddock Lane Designs. Now this is fabulous. This is a cross stitch weekly planner, and it's just really, really good. So you can purchase these from Lisa. It's really fantastic. Just want to show a little bit of the inside. So it's a way of keeping track of your year in stitching, really.
Yeah. So
and it's perpetual, I think. I don't think it has a date.
No.
Which is really good. So it's not like it's 2024, 2025.
Yeah, so you can keep track of everything you're doing during the week. So
you can contact Lisa and pick one of those up. It's really, really good. She was kind enough to gift me one of those when we were down there.
Yeah,
along with one of her beautiful samplers. She also designs. She designs cross stitch as well. So Paddock Lane Designs, another good Aussie designer, and Flosstuber. So finally got to mention that, Lisa. Sorry it took us so long. We literally were gone for a month. So, what else have I got?
I don't
know. I've got. Look again. We got so many amazing, kind gifts when we were away. Honestly, I just wish I wish we could have filmed our floss chip like right when we unpacked our suitcase and everything like that. But it has been a little bit of a time lately. So, a couple of things I do have on hand. I've been wanting one of these forever and a day. This was from Karen Combs. Our floss tube is Karen Combs Studio, and she's great fun. We met her at Hobby House, obviously. But she had one of these little, what do they call them, Brendan?
Boo-boo sticks.
Boo-boo sticks. Which I'm always borrowing Brendan's when I have to, especially if you have to unpick black or something, you get that residue on your linen or your Ada. And these, you just brush it all off. So I'm forever borrowing Brendan's, so I'm glad now I don't have to borrow his any longer. One of the things I got from our lovely new friend Liz, who I know we're going to be lifelong friends because she's just such a delight. Liz just recently, but that's from Antique Needleworkers that I talked about a little while ago. We laughed a lot with her over the weekend, didn't we? Unbelievable. She has just bought a sewing machine. So some of her gifts that she gave out, I think to her table mates, and she gave me one too, was this beautiful sort of lavender, beautiful heat bag or something. It's just beautiful. It's lovely just sitting. I've just been having it in my dough bowl. But it means a lot because Liz made it with her first attempt on a sewing machine. So thank you, Liz. I love it so much. I think this one here, this beautiful, beautiful, what do you call it, Brendan? Pumpkin. I'm so tired. It's also daylight savings just kicked over here too, and I think it's kicking us in the backside a little bit. This was from Susan. From Keepsakes, I think. I'm sure it was. I did write all these things down, and now I can't find my notebook because the difference I did at the Hobby House retreat that I forgot to do at summer school was as people were giving us things, sometimes they're just on your table, but I was making a note of who gave us what, and now I can't find my notebook. So, but yeah, this is just beautiful. That looks like a Liberty print or something. Either way, it's gorgeous. And Brendan, as I said, I got a lot of things and Brendan got a lot of chocolate. So I think Cindy gave you chocolate, didn't she?
I ate all the chocolate.
This is from Cindy, who was so lovely to meet in person. She gave me this beautiful thing. It's a strawberry with like an old spoon in it. So it's just beautiful. Oh, it was such a lovely gift. And like I said, I feel like I've known Cindy forever because we've known each other online, but it was lovely to put a face to a name. So, as it was Jules, one of my table, the one person at our table who I kind of feel like I sort of knew because we're in a stitching group online, and that's Jules Darling. She lives in Europe. So it was so bizarre. I knew she was coming to the Hobby House retreat, but this girl came up and asked could she join us at the table because it was the last spot there on our table. And then we found out it was Jules. What are the chances of that? So that was really nice to meet her. She's part of a group that we all, it's called Full Moon Stitches. Oh, that's what I haven't got to show him on. I'll show in my next video. A few friends stitch a couple of nights of the full moon every month. Now, we all got bogged down a little bit because we love Kathy Barrick's it's a full moon sampler, I can't remember, but it's a lot of stitching. Prior to that, we'd done a small little primitive needle one, which we all finished. It's framed. It's usually behind me when we're up at the studio. So we just thought this month, you know what, I think we just need to give that a rest for a little while, the big one, and do something that's a little bit more achievable. We're only stitching 2 nights every month. So, a big sampler is probably not going to be achieved in like 10 years. So this month we all chose our primitive needle freebie, another freebie. Well, the other one wasn't a freebie, it was a chart, but this one's a freebie. I'll show you my stitching next month because I'll have that finished next month. I completely forgot. It's laying around here somewhere. What other gifts did I get? I think I got a lot. We got a lot of gifts, but as I said, I've been using most of them. So what did you get? Oh, and I also got some beautiful, I can't remember, some beautiful Rita. Oh, it was so good to catch up with Rita again because we saw her at summer school and then again at Hobby House. It was great to see you again, Rita. I'm working on that sampler. So she gave us some beautiful, I bought some at the antique shop, but she gave us some beautiful Australian,
Niagara
Falls and Australian. I love these antique postcards. I just love them. I especially love them when they've got a message on the back. I just love to see what somebody wrote. So that was a lovely gift. But best of all, Bren, what did you get?
I got something from a really special friend.
So, you were so shocked.
Yeah, I don't know if you can actually see it. It's a special friend who is amazing.
Mm-hmm. She is.
She's a
very dear person.
She actually gifted me a queen hoop. So she heard that I was looking for one and didn't have one. So she gave me one from her collection of hoops, which is absolutely amazing. And thank you so much.
You don't want to name who it is just in case it might embarrass her.
Yeah.
So, but Brennan was stunned because she walked up and handed it to him. And
yeah, it's an amazing gift and thank you. I'll treasure it forever.
On our way back to the hotel, because Brendan was a little bit overcome, as I was when Barry gave me mine. And all the way back to our hotel that night, he kept saying, I can't believe I've got a queen hoop. And I think, look, we'll continue to collect them if we can find them. We've never been able to find them before, or they've been like a ridiculous amount of money or whatever. But even if we ever do, come across one in a thrift shop, like I hear, people, I don't know whether they're, what are the urban myths or not, but people say they pick them up for $2 or something. But the difference is that one and the one that Barry gave me will always be the most special ones because very dear. I'm going to get very teary again. Very special friends gave them to us both. So thank you so much. Yep. I'm getting teary again. Every time these queen hoop things are mentioned, I get teary. Okay. So what have you... Purchases, sweetie.
Purchases.
And if I find any other gifts here on this messy table, I'll show you.
I'll go first because I don't have as many as you.
You got a few though, bub.
Yeah, more than I normally do, but nowhere near as many as you have.
No.
Gosh. I spent a little bit of money at Hobby House. Not much, but a little bit.
Well,
so I bought a couple of Scarlet Letter charts. So I've sort of started... Was it the Lion, Peacock and
Unicorn.
or whatever it's called. And I got a couple of sort of like companion pieces to go with it. So a parrot, a leopard, and a lion.
Not quite as big, thankfully.
Yeah. And camel and lion as well.
You have a style that you like of those, don't you?
They're really nice. The three of them will go well together. And ages ago, I used to play with punch needle. And when we were at Hobby House, they had a whole bunch of punch needle supplies in the Woolworks. So I actually decided to buy some more. So I saw some of the designs that I really liked. So the first one...
they had some beautiful models there.
Yeah, it was a Brenda Gervais one, Queen of the Sea.
It's got an old like Brenda's, doesn't it? It's got the old logo.
Yeah. Which was a mermaid. And the other one was a Teresa Kogut one. This one was absolutely amazing. They had the model of this one there as well. And I got really excited until I got home and had a look at the requirements. Wow. So it needs 22 skeins of Weeks Dye Works pecan or pecan, depending on how you pronounce it.
Pecan, if you're Aussie.
And 11 skeins of angel hair, 5 skeins of sage.
6 skeins of angel hair. Oh, no, it's 11. Sorry. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
wow.
I'm going to have to save up.
What is that there? What is the 6?
That's if you do DMC.
Oh, I see. We could always do DMC.
But it won't look as pretty.
True.
So I'm going to have to save up and then find some...
Do they come in like a bulk thing?
I don't know.
You know how sometimes you can get a hank?
I'll have to...
I know there's a 10-yard one with General Art.
We'll have to talk to Weeks and see if they have bigger hanks.
Pick them up at market. You can order them. And
otherwise I'm going to have to order them.
Because if you give them enough notice, you can go and pick it up from their room at market.
I want 22 in one dye lot.
Melinda will have it at market for you if you ask her now. But ask her now. Don't do... Miranda, sorry. We don't want to do what we're cursing people doing is saying a week beforehand, oh, by the way, can you bring me?
Yeah. I also got some punch needle cloth as well. Some weaver's cloth. Because you can't get that here.
No, it's very hard to get. You used to be able to get it here.
Yeah, and there's a new brand of punch needle in the US. So I've already got a really old Cameo needle, and I've got some of the Russian ones. But it's in here somewhere. It's in here somewhere. Yeah.
It's nicely packaged.
Oh, it's all stuck. Yeah, so this is the new brand, which looks like it's...
Teresa Kogut did a demo on it, didn't she?
Yeah, so it's called Smart Punch. And it looks like it's like an ergonomic one. So be a little bit less strain on your hands than using the CTR Russian ones. So we'll give that a go.
You watched the Flosstube Teresa did?
Yeah.
And I figure if Teresa Kogut recommends them, that's good enough for us.
And we got from Hobby House, we got a needle threader, a handmade needle threader for the punch needle, which is pretty amazing.
And I did write the lady's name down who works there that actually makes those, but it's in that same notebook that I've lost. So, but if you ring Hobby House, Woolworks, you can pick all of that stuff up.
Yeah. So what else will I go to
But you've got a fair few things here.
So when we got back, we went to the Stitches and Craft show.
Yeah. It's a big...
Not Stitches and Craft show, though.
No, it's the Quilt and Craft Fair.
Quilt and Craft Fair.
Oh, no, it's not even that. It's Craft Alive. It's the Craft Alive one, but it's the Sydney one.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called.
I can't think, but it's the one with the big
with the big quilt show.
New South Wales quilt exhibition is on it at Rosehill.
So Karen went to see the quilts, which were pretty amazing.
Yep.
But at one of the stands there was our friend Yvette Stanton, who's an Australian designer. She does all she specialises in. I think she's a world expert.
I think she's like the world's best
in white work.
In white work, yeah.
Yeah. So we bought one of her books.
The new one, is it?
It's not the new one.
Oh,
it's just one
new
of her
to
books.
you.
Yeah, it's new to me. So it's her Portuguese white work book because Karen saw something in there that she decided that I'm going to stitch for her.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
I should have marked the page, shouldn't I?
Yep.
That would have been a smart thing to do.
Oh, Yvette's. We're very fortunate here in Australia. Look, we've got Yvette Stanton with white work, Ukrainian white work. We've got Alison Cold with gold work, and we've got that was it. Yeah.
Yeah. So Karen decided that I'm going to stitch that for her.
It's beautiful.
So so as I said, Yvette's a world expert on all these different white work techniques.
Yeah. I was just saying we've got Alison Cole with gold work. We've got stump work. Is the stump work lady? Oh, yeah. I'm gone. Oh, Jane Nicholas.
Yeah. So I got
so we're very fortunate.
The fabric and the pearl thread to do that off.
And the instructions look pretty good in the book, don't they?
Yeah. Yvette's instructions are always amazing.
Yeah.
And we also got a little, what do they call that? A pendant kit.
Yeah. The needlework goes inside the little, the little
so Yvette's
soldered frame.
Done little kits for that. I think Karen thinks I'm going to stitch that.
And I've requested that as well.
Yeah.
Brendan, as you can tell, Brendan loves embroidery even more than cross stitch. So
yeah, and I bought a new laying tool as well because I lost my old one.
You've been looking for that forever.
Yeah,
this is the BLT, isn't it?
It's just the BLT, yeah. I've got one here somewhere. I put it somewhere safe, and I haven't been able to find it for 2 years.
But now he's got that. Bound to find the other one.
Yeah, it'll turn up now. Mm-hmm. It'll turn up in all those, probably in those threads I brought home today to sort through. And the other thing I bought, which only arrived yesterday, was it yesterday?
Day before. Friday.
Was from Katie Strachan.
Well, do you want to show them the first one first? Or? Oh, yeah.
No.
Okay.
Don't stuff my systems up. So from Katie Strachan Artisan Embroidery, we got the Queen Anne pin pillow.
Yeah.
Yeah, kit. And the kit's absolutely amazing.
These are on sale now. I think Katie still has a few.
She's got a few left. I think you can either buy it up front. I think she has a 4-part payment plan. Yeah.
Just to make it a little bit more economical.
But it's a 9-month
online course. Yeah. So it's an online class.
So
these are just the supplies.
This is the supply kit, which the threads are absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
But this is the kit with everything you need to make it. As I said,
extraordinary.
Katie still has a few left, so hopefully you'll come and join me
on your journey.
On my journey,
when
starting in January, 1st of January, the class starts and it goes for 9 months. I think it's 9 months. But as part of that, I got shamed because I bought last year's kit,
which is a companion piece,
which was the Elizabeth and Valentine. But other than opening the box and pouring through, I've never actually done anything with it. So
these are not available anymore. Oh,
they're
not available.
They'll be re-released next year.
Yeah. I don't. Katie's not sure.
She's just waiting on a few
She is going
threads.
to do another release of the Valentine class, but she's not sure if she'll ever be doing the pin pillow again, though. So I think when those are gone, they could be gone. But her instructions are phenomenal.
So I've now been challenged to get that finished before 1st of January.
Because Katie's actually teaching at the Sample Symposium at the Attic.
So she's told me I have to bring it and show her. But so I printed off all the instructions.
And I want it for Valentine's Day.
So these are printed all double-sided. These are the detailed instructions Katie gives you for all of her projects, which are absolutely amazing. Plus, she's there to help you if you get stuck.
Yeah. She is world standard, incredible needle artist. Feel very fortunate that she's a friend and we get to see this amazing works of art that she creates.
Yeah. And when we were at the quilt show, our studio neighbour
and friend,
Jackie.
From
Imprezio. She has a business called Imprezio, and she has two businesses, one called Imprezio, one called Blueberries. And Imprezio does all the laser cutting, and engraving.
Predominantly for the quilting industry. Yeah.
But they've had a lot of they've had a lot of leftover acrylic for some of the projects that they've been doing, and they've been trying to work out what to do with it. So we've been looking at how we can actually help her use this. I don't know if you can actually see this because it's...
we put it behind that, friend. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh!
But she's actually made acrylic floss drops. Again, I'm not sure if you...
Yeah, I think you can see that.
Can see it. Yeah, so the little acrylic floss drops, and they've got places to store your bulk thread, a place to store the piece you're working on. You can wind them on as bobbins if you want to as well. And obviously you can put a little sticker on to say what kind of thread they are. Mm-hmm. So we're looking at working with Jackie to bring these out, and we're thinking about bringing out a set for DMC with all the DMC numbers engraved in them.
Engraved, yep.
Yeah, so we're just looking to see if anyone would be actually interested in in
having a set like this just to do your own thing, or the full set of DMC with the numbers.
Yeah, so if you could just let us know.
It's going to be quite a lot, because what is it, 480 or something, so it's not,
Yeah, it won't be on the little ring like this.
No, no.
Yeah, so if you could just let us know in the comments if that's something you think that would be a good idea, because that way we can help Jackie use some of the pieces that she had to throw away because she couldn't do anything else with. So protect the environment a little bit and help stitches out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's me.
Is that everything for you, babe?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, I don't have that much, truthfully. By the way, that thing I just held up, that was one of the amazing gifts from Tanya and Vicky at the My Life as a Sampler retreat. So it's one of those fabulous little what do you call them, Brent? Just a little basket. You can have a retreat and things like that. Now I'm working on, there is a design that goes on perforated paper that goes in there. I started stitching it because they gave us all this random fabric, in pinks and greens and reds and whatever, and they just threw all this fabric on the table and said, just pick whatever you want. It was DMC, there was overdyes, there was everything. I started mine just with DMC, and I was powering through it at the retreat. But then it started coming to life, and it was beautiful, and I was starting to see other people around the room who were using, floss and stuff from their stash that they had there and things like that. So I decided, it was funny because Vicky's one was done with one thread. What was it, Bren? Was it 14 count perforated paper or 16 something? And she used one thread over the, to complete the cross. I was using two, and I liked the coverage, but I wasn't as keen on the fact that it was two threads. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to abandon this and start it again. And when we're at the Hobby House Woolworks, I don't know if I've got it all here. I'm missing one colour. It's here somewhere, whatever. I got the number 8 pearl. So that's the equivalent of 2 threads of DMC or stranded cotton. So I got a green, a beautiful dusky rose. Oh, they're coming apart. I have to get them. A blue.
That's because Lily got into it.
A cream, she did. Well, she almost did. And I've got a red here somewhere as well. So I definitely, by the time we do our next floss tube, I will have had that completed, and I can show you how beautiful it looks in that tray. It's interesting how going to a retreat can change your whole thought about some things. We have gotten perforated paper at retreats before. I've never done it. And because it was quite easy just to do it at that retreat, I thought, you know what, I'm just going to give this a go. I was never had much interest in it. Now I am obsessed with perforated paper. And Vicky gave an incredible talk on perforated paper samplers and
the history of it.
Fabulous, wasn't it? And the way, and I saw a lot of people finish that beautiful vase of flowers that goes in that dish, that tray, and I'm a convert, can't get enough of it. It was wonderful. Okay, I'll just go through things just in general. Lola Crow cross stitch. We've got to mention that too at the end. I forgot about her new.
You may as well talk about it now.
Well, I might as well talk about it now. Amy from Lola Crow Cross Stitch. You would have seen I joined her Haunted Library mystery sale, and her Greenhouse of Oddities sale this last few months. And she's just about to release, I think it'll be up for sale the 1st of November. She's doing a creepy Victorian Christmas ornament sale. And I think there's going to be 6 parts, I think. They'll be released, I'm assuming, weekly. All the details are on Lola Crow Cross Stitch website. But where we were quite honoured is that Amy used our elephant run as her linen for it. So because it's a special cut and not a lot of shops have elephant run, and because also they need it right now, we are actually selling the special cut piece. We don't usually do retail with our linen, but we made an exception. So we have up on our website the special cut piece. What have you got in what counts, Brenda? 16 and 14, 28 count, 32 count, and 36 count, I think, are the cuts. So you can choose whichever. All the information is on Lola Crow's website, Lola Crow Cross Stitch website. As I said, the information, it won't, I think she's just got the information. You can't order it until the 1st of November. But Brendan, we've gotten a lot of orders. We woke up to a lot of orders. Yeah. So again, just bear with us because I will be out of action from tomorrow. Brendan's getting that all dyed and out later this week.
In the next week it'll come
in the next week. So unfortunately, made a little bit of a thing, and you actually put the wrong quantity available, and everyone thought we had sold out. We haven't sold out. We just had an error on the website. So Brendan fixed that straight away, and then the orders kept coming through. So if you did try to order it in that first couple of hours and haven't gone back, you can definitely go back. As I said, Brendan will be working very hard to get all of those cuts out. So thank you, Amy. We were honoured that you actually chose our linen. So speaking of one of my favourite designers, so this is I saw this was released when we were overseas, so it was a PDF. So I got this one from Lola Crow Cross Stitch. So it's lolacrowcrossstitch.com. You'll see the address here. This is called Gothic Authors. I just love her aesthetic. I love her style, and I love all those Gothic authors. So that's right up my alley. When we were at it's not the Stitches and Crafts show, whatever the quilt show is.
Sydney Quilt Show.
Sydney Quilt Show, yes. We visited our lovely friend Annie Downs from Hatched and Patched. Her and her husband Pete have been very dear friends of ours for many years, and it was one of the main reasons I wanted to go. It was a worry because I wasn't sure how I was going to be able to walk around the show, but no, that's a different thing. But we managed, and we got to stop and talk to friends so we could stop and rest. So that was good. So Annie does the most amazing kits. Pete dyes their felted wool as well. So she does lots of wool applique and stitchery designs for patchwork.
Plus, there's a whole range of patchwork fabrics.
Oh, well. Yes. So she actually has her own patchwork ranges. I'm trying to think who it's through. I can't remember who it's through. But, Hatched and Patched has been doing their own quilting fabric for years. So this one is called Friendship Drawstring Bag.
So these are all kits?
These are all kits. Yeah, turn them around the back end. So they're with Annie's fabric ranges and with Pete's wool.
There's no wool in that one.
No wool in that one? No, that one's not. But Annie does a big combination of felted wool, stitchery, and her own patchwork fabric. This one's called Daisy Do Pouch. Oh, you know what? No, there's one. That one's, again, that's with one of her fabric ranges. Completely got out of my head what company she's with, but it doesn't.
So they're complete kits too. So it's got the paper templates and the threads and everything you need to finish it.
And if there is a stitchery, usually has a printed panel in there that you embroider onto. And I love this one. This is one of her brand new ones. These last two are in her Quick and Easy range. Blissful Pincushion and Needlebook. It's beautiful. Again, with her fabric and with Pete's wool.
Yeah. So this one includes the wool.
And Pete made me feel better because he had to. Both his knees replaced back in September last year at the same time, and he was showing us. He even squatted, didn't he? To try to make me feel better. So I needed that.
He was showing off.
He was. But when we were at the Hobby House retreat, Liz, our friend Liz, came up, and I don't know how she mentioned Hatched and Patched, and I said, well, Annie Downs is a friend of ours. And she was like, you know Annie Downs? We're like, we've got to know Annie for 10 years or something. So what I did was I thought, gosh, what was it, Brent? It was Saturday afternoon in America, so it was early Sunday morning. So I snuck out and called Annie and brought her back in, and she FaceTimed with Liz. I thought Liz was going to have a stroke right on the spot. It was hilarious. So Annie did that. So I said to Liz, we ran a quilt retreat years ago, and we used to still do quilt retreats, and Annie was one of the guest designers. And I had some extra kits left over from that retreat, which ironically enough, I only found the other day before we left. And it had the printed panel and the piece felted wool and the pattern and everything in it. And I thought, what am I going to... We bought extra for the retreat at the time. And because I thought we could sell it at the retreat to friends that came and stuff like that. Anyway, so I said to Liz, well, why don't I send you and a couple of the other friends? I said, there's leftover kits that I've got, because they've been there, oh gosh, Brent, how long have we had them? 7 or 8 years.
Oh, longer than that.
Probably 8. 2000, oh no, she released it in 2018, but I think it would have been about 2014 possibly, I think. It was years ago, because we've been up here on the coast for 6 years, and it was a couple of years before we left the state, before we left the Blue Mountains. So anyway, I said, well, how about I just send them over and we'll Zoom and we'll make a project together. So that's what we're going to do. Now, this is the actual design. But this is now available. Annie has now released this, and you can get the kit of this as well. And as I said, she has a printed panel in there. So this is the little things pencil case. So I'll be making this with Liz and a few of the other friends we met at Hobby House. So you'll see on the back is the printed panel that Annie does. Although my ones were originally done, that's how you know they were the original kit, they're actually done on a pale blue. So that's what makes them different. Annie, obviously, when she released it properly, has done the brownie coloured one. Now, when we were at Hobby House, this sampler was on the wall, and I fell in love with it immediately. Plus, it's from our lovely friend Beth from Heartstrings Samplery. Beth's got she's got a great sense of humour, doesn't she? And when I saw this, I said, I've never seen this. And David said, no, well, it's exclusive to us for whatever time. This is Rock and Roll Sampler. And and the good thing is it even comes with Beth and her husband do these, what do you call them, Brendan? The woodworks thing that they've now doing.
They've got a woodworks company.
Yeah, they do the add-on accessories and stuff. Bren bought those beautiful things from the attic that contain the spools for 103 and stuff. But so you can get this. This is exclusive to Hobby House Needleworks for whatever time, I don't know. This is called Rock and Roll Sampler. And like there's an angel that's basically Elvis. It's just fantastic. I couldn't love this more. So I had to have that. And thankfully, David still had some of these. This was from a retreat that they ran when they had Beth there. And obviously this was part of the retreat kit. But luckily they still have them for sale.
They still have some for sale.
They do. So that was super, super fun. I'm really, really excited to stitch this. I love it so much. It's just got Beth's quirky sense of humour, which I love. When we were at Hobby House Woolworks, I saw a lot of penny rug designs and stuff. And what's great, and they've been crushed because they've been in the suitcase, but they do these pre-cut pennies. So the little multiple-sized little pennies have all been pre-cut out of the felted wool. Now I already have black felted wool. I bought a few meters of it back when we used to sell. You used to actually dye felted wool once upon a time, a long time ago. I don't think you've got any plans to do that again, have you, baby? We'll leave that to Pete. So yeah, but what's great is they're already pre-cut. Now you can also get them in like greens, or a variety of greens, reds, purples. We got the multi one just because we were running out of room in our suitcase by this point. We got that on. We went back on the Monday and visited the wool shop and the needlework shop again. I had to go down for my final doctor's appointment late last week. So, of course, I had to call into the Cruel Goblin for a little bit of retail therapy because, like I said, I'm getting anxious about my surgery. So I picked up a couple of things because let's be real, we just got back from 2 amazing retreats in the States, so there's nothing I needed. But I'm assuming that Stacey Nash must do this one because this was with Stacey's releases. So this is a little rabbit. Of course, I had to have it. It's a rabbit, little thread. What do you call it? Thread holder. And then there's this velvet carrot needle book. I've got the other one that she released. I didn't have this one. And I should take the stickers off. And the Cruel Goblin had done a beautiful complete kit for that one. Complete with all the velvet and the beautiful ribbons and everything you need. So I'd like to stitch that one when I'm back on my feet. Again at Hobby House, both Hobby House Woolworks and the Hobby House Needleworks had, obviously it's the same people own them too, but in both shops they had the most divine tins. Now these, as many of you probably know, I collect tins, but these tins are different. These have like almost like an enamel surface on them, which is beautiful. This was my favourite because I love pears.
And they've also got magnetic inserts in them as well, so your pins and your needles can stick to them.
Yep. So you can see the glossy surface on them. So beautiful. So I bought some for gifts for friends, but that was the one. The pear was my favourite, and I got a rabbit. And I also got, so they come in different sizes. Some of them come as a pair. So the little one and the big one go in. So I couldn't work out why that one was more expensive than the other two. And I thought maybe it's, different time or something. But no, it was because when I opened it up, the little one was inside. So they have them as a combination of 2 or just singly. And you can buy the little ones 2 on their own, can't you, Brent? Yeah. I bought a few other things. I bought this beautiful... There was a lady who had made all these wonderful things.
It's silver, isn't it?
It is. It's actually stamped silver.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I think it's only plate, but...
Oh, it's still gorgeous. I love that pewtery, silvery sort of antique stuff. So she made all these amazing things. Laura actually showed me when we got there, she had bought a beautiful acorn and oak leaf needle book. It's hallmarked, I know. See, in Australia, that'd be a fortune at an antique shop here. But there was. I said, "Where are they?" And she said there was only one. But I made sure I bought plenty of other stuff. Now I make strawberries, but I still love other people's strawberries. That's why I love that one with the spoon in that Cindy gave me. But this was the one I bought for myself. There weren't many strawberries left.
It's got a little charm on it as well.
They got charms. They got the beautiful pins in there. Just gorgeous, all done with felted wool and ribbon, and I love them. As I said, I make them, but that doesn't mean I don't still love them anyway. Look, I think there were some other things that I actually bought that is just... Oh, I also bought these. Where was this one? What was this one? Oh, this was also from the quilt show. This was a beautiful quilt by Bridget Giblin. It's called Miss Blankensop's quilt. So I got the pattern. Oh, that might be a bit shiny, but they also do these beautiful things. They're all the templates and stuff, and they come in a beautiful little pack. So Bridget has those made. So when you sort of open it up, it's got. Oops, I was going to show you it's all the beautiful templates and papers and everything you need to make, just add fabric basically to make that beautiful quilt. So I've got that. And oh gosh, this is actually what I'm going to take to the hospital to stitch, because I was going to work on a model for market, but then I thought, you know what, I don't know what frame of mind I'm going to be in. So there's a new sell by the Little Stitcher on Etsy. It's called I can't show you the thing because the pictures, because it's the pattern, but it's a history witches mystery sale. I think there are 2 more parts to come. So there's the frame. I got on it a week later, unfortunately. There's a frame and a witch each week for 4 weeks. So it's 5 weeks all up, two of the second which just got released yesterday. So I'm all, that's what I'm going to take to the hospital with me. It's just History Witches Sow. I'm probably going to do it, I think, on our Duxbury. I think. I've got to decide that tonight. Because I have two others as well I picked up when we were in the States, I think this time. One of them is...
What's the tag?
I don't know what the name is, but it's Extra Designs. I can't remember. I don't know where the tags. Come on, tags. Somewhere. And this one is... I think this is Needle and Flax. Endora. Like, I mean, anyone who used to watch Bewitched gets that name. I'm assuming that's what that's from. So yeah, haven't decided yet which one, but we'll have to decide tonight, because that's going to be my stitching if I get any stitching done in the hospital. It's just one of those things you want to go prepared just in case you are able to stitch. I'm in Teresa Koget's Patreon. Always fabulous. The one that I do have to show too, I'm also in Liz Matthews' Patreon, and I cannot find it for the life of me, so I must have left it up at the studio. But she released a sensational design. Liz releases hers for the Pattern Stashes level. I'm in the top level, so I get both. But she did an amazing design. She releases those on the 15th of every month. So the last one I have is from September. But check out Liz Matthews' Patreon as well. It's really good. Sorry, Liz, I did have it printed out, but I don't. It's definitely back up the studio. This is just came out today. So this is October for Teresa. And as I said, I'm in her top level. This one is called Every Flower. This is for tiers 2, 3, and 4. This one is gorgeous sampler called Mary Dodd. And this is for tiers 3 and 4. I'm in tier 4. And I love. This is my favourite this month from Teresa. This is called Sarah Levy, and this is just for tier 4. How beautiful is that? So that one. I'm also in, oh gosh. Now, both of these were waiting for me when we got home. So I won't go, because I've got August and September. I won't go through every colour, but like I normally do because there's so many. But you might just hold them up like this. These are the Colour and Cotton Thread Club. I cannot recommend this highly enough. They're my favourite threads. I love them so much. I'm also in the Roxy Flosstube one, which is fabulous as well. Can't recommend both highly enough, but Colour and Cotton is just phenomenal. They're so very. It's nice when fellow businesses, we have a great relationship with Angela and her team from Colour and Cotton. We can't wait to visit their shop in St. Louis, hopefully after market. We can get in there. I'm dying to. I need to go and buy fabric because I love their fabric. So that's the fourth August one, August shipment, and then the other day I got home. When we got home, there was September. Look how fabulous! Talk about beautiful. This is the bright one for September. Bright sort of autumnal colours. I know it's
Halloween colours.
Well, they're Halloween colours, yeah. I know we're in spring over here, but autumn is my favourite season. So, like I said, it was so beautiful in Vermont. The leaves were just starting to change. So sadly, we were a little bit early, weren't we, Bren? But I can only imagine how packed that state gets. What did that man when we're having a swim in the pool? What did he call them? Leaf peepers. Come to. He was from New York State, but he said we're just here in this quiet little town because all the leaf peepers are going to descend on Vermont very soon. Made me laugh. I thought I would be one of those leaf peepers if I was here in 2 weeks' time. So yeah, so those divine things arrived. Yeah. Okay. So I'm in the Cruel Goblins schoolgirl sewing club. I never want to get that wrong because honestly, if you get a chance, the Krill Goblin, I don't know whether Julie's doing it next year. I honestly don't know. I think this might be her 3rd year running it. I know we did it. We were in it last year and we're in it this year. People keep asking me, honestly, I don't know. Every time I show one of these, I get asked, is there a waiting list for next year? When does next year open? Honestly, I don't know. You'd have to contact Julie at the Krill Goblin. So that's CREWELGOBELIN. I'm just not sure if she's doing it next year, if she's going to be doing something different. I don't know. But oh my gosh. We supplied the linen for her boxes. So again, we appreciate the support that Julie gives us as well. But they come in the most beautiful boxes. So this is the box that they come in. And of course, I ripped it open because I can't wait to open it on Flosstube or anything. But what she does, so we're up to number 3. There'll be one more for this year. And as they come out, these 4 boxes are blank at the start of the year. As they come, the picture gets put in here. So that's 1, 2, 3. And the 4th one obviously will be probably around November, I think. But this month's, look, and then they come with everything in it. Like, I mean, look, the little wooden spool, the tape, the silk. And there's usually like a project with a littler project in there. So you usually have you have everything for both. I chose the 40 count. So I think the 36 count got the Soie d'Argent stranded, whereas I chose the 40 count kit and this one came with the 103. But look at this. It's just like all the beautiful, beautiful cotton fabrics, patchwork fabrics, all the stuff to make it. It's like what would you call it, Brendan? It's like a housewife. It's a sewing roll, a housewife. Like that's the cover, which you can't really see it there. But I can't recommend this highly enough. Talk about amazing value for money. Julie knocks it out of the park every single time. So whether she runs the schoolgirl club again next year or she runs something else or does something else, contact the shop, join their newsletter, ask to be put on a waiting list to be notified. You will not be disappointed. We've got Julie every year does a thing called it's a Sampler Saturday. It's unfortunately for me or for us because we both go. It's the weekend of like the 14th, 15th or something. It's the
weekend after next.
The weekend after next, yeah. So it's 2 weeks' time. And that's where they announce the new stitch along for the year. You don't have to attend to join to get the exclusive charts or kits from Julie from the Krill Goblin. But when you're there, that's where it's launched. So a lot of people share the stitch alongs. There were 2 beautiful samplers for 2023. So everyone does show and tell there. It's up at a hall. Julie puts all the fabulous. Obviously, we go to the shop in the morning and then head there for lunch, after lunch. And it's a fabulous day. Fabulous day. And then they launch the new stitch along. Usually there's 2 for 2024. And the kits will be there to buy. Now, Julie kindly, you have to buy tickets to attend it. I think it's $35 for the day, I think. But they have to do that because they have to have numbers. Last year, I know there was a lot of people in that hall. So, and gorgeous show and tell, along with the stitch alongs, just beautiful show and tell. But she has kindly said that there's a spot there for us if I can make it. Yeah, so I hope we get down to it. Julie said she can take a fold-up chair and have it all there ready for me. I think she even said there's wheelchair access. And it just depends. It's like how long is a piece of string? I just don't know how I'm going to feel in 2 weeks' time. I might think, yep, it's still in a bit of pain, but we can manage. I just don't know. Or I could be like being a real wimp and saying I'm not leaving the house. Exactly.
Still in bed ringing the bell.
Very kind of Julie to keep a spot for us. So we'll let you know about that on our next Flosstube. If we do go, we'll take lots of video like we did last year and share with you what next year's. Because even if we can't go, I will definitely be buying the kits for. We've got friends going, so they'll be buying the kits for us for the next year's stitch along. I'm also in the XG Designs 40 count Fabric of the Month Club, which this month is, it always smells lovely, Old Gold. And that's August. I just remembered I opened September, it was a lovely grey colour, and I don't have it here. So obviously they're both waiting for me. So that's August's one. And what they do is they have this little free, like, stitch along. This is a year of flowers, so it's 8 of 12. And they dye a beautiful little piece of cotton. I don't know. I was so excited to get this one, so I just tore open the envelope, and I'll put it here somewhere. I do know this month was a beautiful pale grey colour, and the colour of floss was gorgeous. But that's the beautiful old gold, or antique gold. Old gold. So really, really, really nice. You can't ever have enough lovely old, antique gold sort of linens. So that's beautiful. So they're all my clubs. I think that's all my purchases, Brett.
Yep.
Yep. See, not too bad, really. I'm sure there's a whole stack that I've unpacked after the trip, and I don't have here. So, and the other thing I did do, if we're talking about stitching, I just remembered because it's sitting over here. Our lovely friend Katie Strachan and Laura and I all decided to start stitching the Modern Folk Embroidery, I've got to get this right, AKGIT 1833. I'm sure you've all seen this out there on everyone's Instagrams and Flosstubes. It's a biggin, but we all love it so much. Katie is streaking ahead of us. We saw her beautiful stitching at summer school, and what we decided to do is I'm lagging behind. We've got another couple. We actually created a AKGIT support group, and there's Barry's in it now, Justine's in it now, Laura, my friend Linda, and Katie. So the idea is that once a month, once every 6 weeks, so we actually do a Zoom and kind of encourage each other along to keep going. And so I'm now that my models, the urgent models are done, I can get stuck back into this now because I really do love it. But this is my very sad start. I'm using the Roxy Floss Co. Vierlander, which they dyed for this actual thing. It's a brownie black. It can look a little brown on the floss rings, which are Susan Stanley's fabulous floss drops, by the way. But I find that on, oh gosh, I've got my needle there.
I thought they were Barry's bean ones first.
No, because you got all those.
Yeah.
Barry did these fabulous Mr. Bean floss drops, and she gave us a whole stack of them when we were at summer school, and Brennan grabbed all of them because he loved it. They're your favourite floss drops, right? So yeah, look for those in the future. And this is on my beautiful hoop from Barry. But this is my very tragic start. Mine's on 45 count. Foxtail Millet by Legacy Linen. I just wanted to do this one.
It was a bit embarrassing in the Zoom.
Why?
Because
I haven't done much.
Yeah, Laura's even restarted.
Laura restarted hers.
And she's done more than
and
you.
lapped me during our Zoom. So she's so funny. Laura, I swear, if you're watching this and you restart this thing a third time, the problem is everybody sees Katie's, and it's stunning. Katie's stitching with Soisafine, I think it is, on 5363 linen. It's extraordinary, and it's half done. I was joking that by the time we had this Zoom, she'd probably be finished, but she hasn't finished yet. But the problem Laura's having is she's actually restarted it. She got the same Vierlander silk cotton as me, but she was a bit worried it's a little brown for her. So she had a lot done. And we saw it at summer school. By the time we got to my life as a sampler retreat, we did a consult, and she decided then to go because she wanted to look more like Katie's look. And Katie's look was very kind of blackish, black grey on a kind of a more of a whitish linen, and I think she's doing it on Sicilian marzipan, and could be wrong. But Laura brought all these lovely fabrics, and we did a consult, and in the end she decided to go with, I think it was the 993, I think it was, by Needlepoint Silk on our white clay. It looks beautiful. And she showed us yesterday. We had our Zoom yesterday, and I could tell she wasn't quite right. And she said, it still doesn't, like, the problem is because Katie is doing hers with one thread of Safine on 5363. It has a light coverage. It's beautiful. But, you know, there are two kind of schools of stitches. One's that like a light coverage, like one thread over 2 on 36 count. And then you'll get people that like a full coverage and they'll do 2 threads over 2 on 36 count. Me personally, I like a lot of coverage, but I do get what Laura means. You see Katie's and you just think, oh, it's so beautiful. But I'm doing 45 count and the coverage is really good. Katie's doing 53-63 and it's light. Laura's doing on 40. So it should be somewhere in the middle. I laughed though today. I haven't watched it all yet, but I was watching Brenda and Laura's video this morning because Laura very much wants a kind of a black grey kind of look. And I nearly fell off my chair because Brenda told her how fabulous it looks and said, oh, it almost looks blue. And I thought, no, don't tell her it looks blue. She wants black. But the good thing is she's going to Jacob Palousa's retreat, I think this weekend. Yes, I think this weekend up in Canada, the Evertote retreat. So she's going to take it and show Jacob. So Jacob, please reinforce how much we all love it because it's going to look sensational. The problem you've got with such a big sampler, you have to be 110% sure that you love your choice of linen and floss. Good news is her husband, Mike, told her it looks fabulous. We've all now told her it looked fabulous on the Zoom yesterday. But you know what? You got to do what you got to do, Laura. You got to be happy. So if you do restart it a third time, at least I'm in front and I am now stitching it. So I will get some progress. So, but they're a fun group of ladies. Thank you so much for yesterday and helping to get my mind off everything going on because I am a bit anxious about everything. So it was lovely. And my friends Linda and Naomi come over to the studio on Friday for a stitching day with me, just to try to get my mind off things. So I really do appreciate having great friends in our life. So yeah, so I think that's it. Hopefully I'll have a fair bit of stitching to show you next time if I can focus.
Depends on the drugs.
It does. So I'm not a big one for taking things, so, but then I'm not a big one for pain either, so I'll have to see how we go. But I just want to thank everyone for all the kind wishes we've had via Instagram, everywhere. It's been very much appreciated. I think everyone's been having trouble working out the time zone thing as to when it actually is. A lot of people are saying, is it Tuesday in Australia yet? Have I missed it? So I'm like, no. One more sleep and I'll be down there tomorrow. So, and also too, before we go, we're closing in on 10,000 subscribers. I think we're about 100 off, I think, which could take for ages. I don't know. But we've got that antique sampler we're giving away when we get to 10,000.
Yep.
So.
Which is at the studio, so I can't show you.
No. Everything's up there.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll be back up there filming. It's a weird thing because some people like us filming here because they get to see the dogs. Whereas when we're up the studio, it's a lot easier for us. So I don't know. We'll see how we go. We're probably doing it here for the next couple because obviously I'll be home mending. So please like, subscribe if you like what we're doing. Any other things, Brett? Like I said, don't forget, we'll have our expressions of interest below for our sampler box going on sale next July. I know that sounds like a long time away. It just helps us. Yeah, that's about it.
Yep.
As I said, check out the Stitches Merchant for our May retreat next year and a Stitch in Time for our Halloween retreat next year.
Yep, and the attic.
Obviously, summer school, yeah. But that won't go on sale till probably about, I think typically, it's in Jean's newsletter, but I think it goes on sale around about April, I think.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Doesn't it? March, April?
Yep. So keep an eye out for that too, because we'd like to meet you.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, obviously how excited we are. It's amazing. So, yeah. So hopefully next time we see you, I'll be on the mend and have a lot of stitching to show. And Bren will be looking a little frazzled because he's working solo for a few weeks. So
plus I've got to do Elizabethan Valentine.
Are they your plans? Get started on that.
Well, I've been shamed into doing it, haven't I?
Katie's told you she wants to see it in January.
Yeah.
Thanks, Katie. That's what he needs, that push.
So when the teacher has given you a deadline and homework, you've got to do it.
Yep. She's very convincing too. So
It's
she'll
a little bit
be so
scary.
disappointed if you don't have at least some progress on it to show her in January. So it's if you go in January. So so until next time, thank you so much, and we'll see you hopefully in a couple of weeks, just depending on how I'm feeling. So thanks. Bye.